So a little bit of a topsy-turvy grid for us in strikers and some new names up front. It's great to see. There's Seamus Ryan. We're going to be on board with him in his 1800cc striker. He's on pole position, the new champion alongside him, and he's very confident. Waves to the camera there, number 77. Watkins, a lot of support from him for his family today. That's the man everyone's talking about, young Kevin Grogan, just 20 years old, straight out of karts, and he's on the second row of the grid alongside him, the man we just spoke to, coming up from marshalling, number 73, Stephen Ross. 5 second boards up, and they all get away. Very hard not to get wheel spin in these cars, and in fact that's what happens to young Kevin Grogan. He gets swamped, but the new champion Alan Watkins leads down into Honda corner now. Big run down the outside from 98, Andy Dalton, one of the men involved in the running of this class, and great battles all the way down. Really is a credit to these guys. Huge grade, but Watkins really wants to win today. He's got a lot of support. Big cup at stake, of course, for this one. A lot of silverware, and he wants to add that to his championship title. We're on board with Seamus Ryan as he presses in second place. Just watch this now, fourth gear. Look at him working at the wheel. The car getting out of shape, down to third gear. That white stripe on the track, there's been some oil laid down. That's cement dust just to soak it up, so they're trying to avoid that. And these strikers a little bit skittish at the best of time. Here's Roddy now, and he's got to charge his way back up through the grid. He's coming up out of turn 3 now, and he gets in front of these two competitors, doesn't lift, goes to the outside, and he's on the oil, and this is an off-camber corner, so Roddy not in a mood to be compromised with, and right around the outside. Great stuff from number 88, Damien Roddy. What he's trying to do is get up through these midfielders before the quick guys get away. He might be a little bit too late, because just look at Alan Watkins as he jumps the curve there down into 7A and B. And that's number 90, Des Bruton, another very, very experienced competitor, and he's also involved in the running of this class. Looked like Paul Grogan, the rallycross man, just hanging it all out there, coming out of 7A and B. And around goes somebody there. In fact, that's number 10, Paul Yeomans, down at 7B. Should be able to recover, just a quick spin, but no such problem. Beautiful drift there from Watkins. Really looks at ease with that machine. And that's number 30 there, Andrew Carr, still having a great battle with 14, young Kevin Grogan, and Grogan sticks it back down the inside. Carr still says, I don't think so, gets very sideways. He's all over the place, he's off onto the grass. Oh, it clips Grogan, and young Grogan lucky to carry on there, number 14, but he really is making his mark in this class. There's possibly Alan Dawson, not sure who that is. Somebody just retiring early in that one. One of the green and black cars, can't see the number. Here comes the leader back towards us now, and all pushing very hard, but a little bit spaced out. Here's the battle now. 98, Andy Dalton, 73, Stephen Ross, and right with them, number 14, young Kevin Grogan. This is great stuff from these guys. Really good battle, and now we're back on Robert Seamus Ryan, out onto the international loop. And look, just look at him working at the wheel. He's really, the car looks like it's not responding as he wants to, but he really is pushing very, very hard to try and hang on to Alan Watkins. But Watkins really just easing away and looks a lot more composed up front. The beauty of these cars as strikers, you can see the driver's arms, the spectators love them, you can see them working away, opposite lock. Just look at the drift as they come down here. Des Bruton getting a lovely opposite lock moment, but hanging on to it right. Here's these three again, it's Dalton. And it looks like Kevin Grogan's got up the inside. A good run off 7A. Can he make it stick? We're waiting for him to come through. He can. He's down the inside of Stephen Ross. Another great move by this young man. At 20 years old, former winner of the Ulster Grand Prix and Formula A karts, and really making a name for himself. These are tricky little cars to drive, but he's right up there and he's throwing the car around there. So great stuff from him. Here they come again, all hopping the cars. 98 Andy Dalton now should be well able to defend, and Grogan will have to use every weapon in his armoury. Dalton defending, Grogan goes to the outside, cuts back to the inside. Young Kevin Grogan now really piling on the pressure on 98 Andy Dalton. Dalton with a slightly better run off the corner, but certainly no fear for this young man. Dalton holds on to that place, but only just. Great battle now in the strikers between these two guys. Right behind them now, Stephen Ross right with them, and that looks like Simon Redden coming to join the party as well in the metallic blue car. But out in front, it's a Sunday drive for Mr. Watkins now as he eases away from the pack. Des Bruton now closing up for second place on Seamus Ryan, the two black cars, with Bruton driving beautifully there in third place as well. Oh, 66 having a real go there. That's Greg Kelly. This is a great striker scrap. Back on board with Roddy again, and somebody waving him through. He's known as a quick guy, Damien Roddy, and the car very distinctive, so somebody doesn't want to hinder his progress. He's right out over the curves. Really, really is trying hard. There's 66 again. Greg Kelly drifting the car all over the place, and right with him is 82. That's Redden again, and Redden gets down the inside into the long left-hander. Good move if you can contain it on the way out. Looks like he has done. That was a nice move. Nothing 66 can do about that, Greg Kelly. Here's our leader again at turn 2, and again he's still just easing away. And Seamus Ryan pushing as hard as he can. We're on board again with Ryan, just grabbing fourth gear at the crest of the hill, heading out towards this double apex corner. And just look how hard he has to work at the wheel there. Down into the third gear. They used to take this in second, but apparently these new Yokohama tires give them a little bit of extra grip. They can get around and up the hill. Of course, running ZTEC engines now as well. They would have had CVH engines back in the day. There's 14 young Grogan again. He's eased away from this pack, and in fact, fastest lap for him at this stage. So he really is charging well. Number 4 there's Paul Grogan, the Rallycross superstar. He's right out over the curbs. He tries to get around number 30, Andrew Carswell. Good battle between those two. So Paul Grogan moving up. All the Grogans going well today. Here's Damien Roddy on board with him again. Out towards the right-hander on the back. But back to this battle. It's Simon Redden now. It's sideways Simon Redden ahead of 66 Greg. Two sideways. Maybe I gave him the commentator's kiss of death there. Around he goes along the grass. Oh, and he ends up pointing back in the right direction. Grabs second gear in a way. After the initial mistake, he caught that one incredibly well. So good stuff from 82, and he only lost a couple of places there. There's our leader right out onto the curb, still pushing quite hard. Oh, and young Grogan gets it out of shape. He leaves two black lines on the track there. Off he goes. Very lucky just to make, unlucky I should say, to make a little bit of contact with the Armco. And a little bit of steam would suggest maybe the radiator's been damaged. That's a shame because he was closing right in on the first three and looking good there for a podium position. And let's hope we see some more of him next season in the Strikers. Here's Damien Roddy out of Dunlop corner. Lonely race for him. It looks like he's got by all the midfielders. And oh no, it's not a lonely race because there's number 5 now, James Marr, fighting back. And he obviously got up the inside of Roddy on the way out of Dunlop that time. And in fact, he's surrounded by cars. 82 Simon Redden there too. And number 30, it did look like a lonely race. It isn't. He's got right up to these front runners. So a great run from Damien Roddy at the moment. There's 14 young Kevin Grogan just rejoining the track, but just making sure everything is working. Now the bonnet's just lifting off there. It's a pop to pin. I don't think he'll be able to keep going, unfortunately. He knows that himself, just staying off the racing line, using his head there. But it's a case of what could have been for that young man. So number 5, that is leading that group, James Marr now. Roddy again all over him. He's going to have a look down the inside. Unusual overtaking place. They come back up to the right, left. He is going to have a look down the inside, Roddy. Maybe Marr went a little bit wide there. He's got through right over the curbs. Very rough on the car, but it's the quickest way through there. This one you got to turn in so late. And Roddy will be doing everything he knows now in this one to try and get away from these guys behind. He's fought his way up beautifully. There's 82 again. Redden right in the middle of that one. 30 down the inside with a last minute lunge. A classic Mondello manoeuvre. That's Andrew Carswell. So great battles now in the Strikers. All the way down through the grid. And indeed that's Paul Grogan still in there as well. So right out over the curbs is 26 that time. That's Simon Beale. Great battle for him up to Dunlop corner. These cars tend to be a little bit skittish and they can spin the inside back wheel if you stand on the power too early. There is a lot of driving, a little bit like a balancing act, and a balancing act that of course Alan Watkins up front has absolutely perfected, and he seems to get this car drifting around all over the place. 26 again, working hard on this one now. Beale involved in his battle there, the side by side heading for turn 2, still hanging on to that place. Here's the man we spoke about, Watkins. Still pushing quite hard right out the edge. That's why, because a little bit closer I think this time possibly is 97 Seamus Ryan, and I wonder was Watkins just cruising a little bit as we see this midfield battle again, because it's closing up a little bit up front. That's Velaratna now having taken the place. Roger Velaratna in the red, white and blue car coming down into the SS99 right in this one as well. That's Wybrandt. So good battles. Here's Roddy again at the front of the group. Andrew Carswell right with him there. Roddy not getting away maybe as much as we would have, but remember he's come all the way from the back. Here he comes again up to the right, left. Down a gear, just drifting it across the track, doing it there to perfection. And in fact, not like Carswell, and it's Armageddon behind, because 5 and 82 absolutely together there. 5 James Marr and 82 Simon Redden really swapping paint, and it's getting a little bit fraught now. And around they go. It's like synchronized spinning there from the two Strikers. And 82 just popping a pipe off the radiator there, I would imagine. You can just see a lot of fluid coming out of that car, and in fact they're all going stone mad in the closing stages of this, the last race of the season now, because number 30 Andrew Carswell all over the place, and in fact heading to the pit lane. No change of mind, I think I'll stay back out for another lap. Quick wave and away he goes. So 66 now down at the Honda corner with 73, very sideways. That's Stephen Ross. Perhaps showing off to his friends, the marshals on the bank there. But in all seriousness, the back tyres do tend to get very hot towards the end of a race in these cars, rear-wheel drive sports cars. That was Redden just pulling off, but Carswell's still going. And of course, number 5, James Marr, still going. Great battle between these two now as they head out of Honda corner. I think that's 82 Redden just getting out of the car there. Here comes our leader, and it's quite serene again up front. He just looks really like he's having fun over the curve. The car handling beautifully, run by Alan Byrne's team, of course, ABR, and he'll be delighted, Byrne, with another championship under his awning. And still working hard on the steering there on the way out of that corner. Look at Seamus Ryan though, on the steering input. Again, he looks like he's still working a little bit harder at the wheel than our leader, Seamus Ryan, or sorry, our leader Watkins, but he did stabilise that gap towards the middle of the race. Here comes Watkins now up to Dunlop corner, down into second gear. And if he can bring this to the checkered flag, he'll be delighted. The checkered flag now ready for him. Here he comes. Mother and father here to support him. And not only has he won the championship, he wins the Home Patrick Trophy. A great result for Alan Watkins this weekend. Des Bruton going to take third place. And great action all the way down the field, as ever, from the strikers. Absolutely delighted, just waving at everybody there. Alan Watkins, championship and the big race of the year. So there's the results. Alan Watkins takes the win from Seamus Ryan, Des Bruton, Greg Kelly and Stephen Ross.